Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. If you're going to enjoy this one and want more content like it, then leave a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Now, getting right into things, Trump isn't really one for following the rules.
Commander-in-Chief committed several flubs when he allegedly kept her waiting for more than 10 minutes, which may not have been his fault, shook her hand instead of bowing, turned his back on her for a few seconds, and he left his jacket open and flapping and his too long tie.
Buckingham Palace is just one huge fancy rock the Queen is living under.
Following the premiere, Her Majesty was introduced to Madonna and had absolutely no clue who she was. According to The Sun, when an aide told the Queen that Madonna had recorded the theme song for the movie, Elizabeth responded with, quote, "Oh really? Did you?"
The Queen takes her fashion pretty seriously.
Mr. Obama.
I have a present for you.
Oh, present, is that for me? Thank you. Good thing I got me gloves on, with them HIV and all.
Pleased to meet you, Your Majesty.
Oh, that's an ugly little...
Trump clearly broke a lot of rules when it comes to the Queen.
It seems like there isn't a day that goes by that President Trump isn't making a headline or two, and most of the time it's because he's offended some national leader or celebrity. So of course, when he visited the UK in the summer of 2018, news outlets watched Trump's every move. In true Trump fashion, he did not disappoint. That is, of course, if you're not Queen of England. According to British news outlets, the President of the United States committed several offenses when he visited their Royal Highness. What could Trump do to stir up such a ruckus? For starters, he kept the Queen waiting for their scheduled tea time. In fact, the President was 10 minutes late. And as we all know, you should never keep the Queen waiting. Not only was
The Queen has got some pretty good banter.
Americans celebrate their bicentennial in 1776 instead of in 1996. Even though he immediately apologized and corrected himself, the Queen teased him during a dinner later that week when she started her speech by saying, "I wondered whether I should start this toast by saying, when I was here in 1776. Never mind a toast. That's a roast.
Note to self, never wear shades in the presence of the Queen.
Tor, longtime editor-in-chief of Vogue, is also familiar with her iconic sunglasses. And when she left them on while meeting Queen Elizabeth during London Fashion Week in 2018, she apparently ruffled some feathers. According to The Independent, etiquette expert Grant Harold called the slight, quote, the height of bad manners as well as a serious breach of
With all the rules and stuff that exist, I don't even blame this child.
The Queen made her way down the line, greeting all the attending families. But as she stopped to talk to Nathan and his parents, the child dropped to the ground and crawled as fast as he could toward an exit. Trying to smooth things over, his mom joked, "That's his version of a bow."
Having to go through this must be pretty stressful.
Queen's 92nd birthday extravaganza, when he suddenly found himself stuck in a room with the birthday girl herself.
I'm in like this backstage area before you go on stage, and I'm standing there waiting to go on stage, and the Queen just walks up next to me, and she's standing there, and I'm like.
However, it was a long 10 minutes of unbearable silence.
Imagine being invited to dinner and not being able to speak to the person that invited you.
According to Hamilton, he sat to the left of Her Majesty. Anyone who knows anything about royal etiquette knows that the Queen starts conversation during the first course of the meal, but she only does so with the person to the right of her. So when Hamilton tried chatting her up during the first course, she had a few words for him. The Queen of England told Hamilton that she was going to chat with the person to her right, and he should chat with the person.
The Queen definitely got her revenge on Donald Trump.
They seem to be one of the Queen's favorite targets.
Sounds like President Trump. President Obama.
Oh, I bet Trump didn't see that one coming.
The rulebook for royals must be pretty long.
What a disrespect to the Queen. All royal ladies cross at the ankles or put both legs off to the side. Prior to this infraction, Insider reported that Markle slighted her future grandmother-in-law when she skipped the stockings for her engagement photos.
The artist has been violated here.
A painting of herself during a 2015 official visit to Germany. In all fairness, the art wasn't a current portrait, but rather a scene of a young Elizabeth riding a horse with her father, King George VI. According to an account in The Sun, the Queen looked at the artistic tribute and said, "That's a funny color for a horse. And that's supposed to be my father, is it?"
Even the ponies act differently in front of the Queen.
Kruhan IV and the Queen had a brief run-in when he tried to eat her bouquet of posies. She tried to shoo him by saying, "Go away." We are sure this was a funny sight to see. Then the following summer, the pony took it a step further. The Queen was greeted by Kruhan IV, and let's just say his greeting was a little less than stellar. In fact, he relieved himself right in front of the Queen.
So you have to wait for the Queen to speak before you can speak to her. He clearly didn't get the memo.
Simon pegged and stared at him in silence for a solid 30 seconds, at least by Simon's watch.
And then she came up to me and she went,
This was because he wasn't allowed to address her, and as such, Simon could only stare back in anticipation and awkward unease.
And then she just went, "And what do you do?" Like that, and I almost hugged her because I thought, thank God, you're...
And the Queen's back at it with her banter once again.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old.
But that doesn't mean she has a problem with aging. On the contrary, she regularly uses references to her age as an icebreaker.
She doesn't seem like a huge fan of Game of Thrones.
Appeared wholly unamused during a 2014 visit to the Game of Thrones set in Northern Ireland. She gave the throne serious side-eye and politely turned down the invitation to have a seat as the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yet another rule to the way that you have to address the Queen.
While at a Royal Windsor Cup polo match, the actress couldn't wait to meet the Queen. She took it upon herself to stroll right up to her and introduce herself. The problem with this, according to royal etiquette guidelines, people should wait to be formally announced to the Queen before meeting her. They must also wait until the Queen initiates them.
Oh, I don't think Obama expected the Queen to have game.
Yeah, from the show.
Remember when you told us to bring it at the Invictus Games?
Careful what you wish for. Boom.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
This is one of the harshest things that you will ever hear.
Has a very specific taste in music, and that doesn't include the Everly Brothers. In 1960, when the musical duo performed their hit called Cathy's Clown, the Queen was asked what she thought. Her response? They sound like two cats being strangled.
Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you enjoyed it and want more like this, then just let us know in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you're new. Goodbye for now, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next one.